Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Monday, October 16th, and I just wanted to make this, oh thanks Plane. Mr. Plane is trying to block me before we even begin. Okay, he's gone. Take two. Back to what I was saying. I wanted to make this very specific video this morning because I traded in a particular way to prove a point. And what I did was I basically wanted to just put my money where my mouth is and do what I say you can do in my book. Now, if you watch my last video, you'll know I just wrote and released a book called Secrets of the Lone Wolf Trader. And in that book, I make the claim that you can make a six-figure income in 5 hours a week or less, day trading stock options, even if you're only trading small size. So that's exactly what I wanted to do today. So I gave myself the number $400. I said, I want to make $400 in 1 hour or less trading small size. And so that's exactly what I did. And I'm going to break it down step by step and take you through exactly what and how I traded, when I got in, when I got out, all that good stuff. But basically, to give you a little context, the reason I chose the number 400 is there's approximately 252 trading days every single year. And if you made $400 or more on every one of those trading days, which is absolutely possible, then you would make over $100,000 per year. So you could make $100,000 per year in 5 hours a week or less. So that's why I gave myself the number 400. I said I want to do it in 1 hour or less, and I want to trade a small size. So I traded the Qs and Meta today. I traded only 5 contracts. I was in and out in exactly 50 minutes, and I made exactly $400. So without further ado, let's get into it, and I'll explain exactly how I did it. Okay, here we can see my profit and loss for the day. I have an 18.81% P&L, and then you can see the individual trades that I made. I made $233 on the Triple Q, and I made $168 on Meta. And I did all of this in about 51 minutes. Now I'm going to take you through both of the trades that I made this morning step by step and show you exactly why I traded the way I did. So let's start with the Qs on the left-hand side of the screen here. So we can see that I opened up 3 positions at exactly 8:47 a.m. 8:47 is right here. If you look into the left of the screen where my cursor is, this big green candle right here. That was the first 3 positions that I opened up on Qs. Now, why did I open them up right here? Well, as you can see, at the very first minute of the market, we've got this doji candle. That's an indecision candle, and we're kind of right in this range where everything's kind of bottlenecked up here. Now we are above the 200 EMA, which is definitely a good sign if you're bullish, but I was worried that it could pop either way. Now what happened within the first 5-6 minutes, you can see that it just did this parabolic move upwards, and it was crazy quick push up. Now I stayed out of it because it's Monday morning. We've got a lot of holds from over the weekend that are probably triggering stop orders and whatnot. So I knew that it would be extremely volatile, like the first 10 to 15 minutes of the day on Monday morning. So I kind of wanted to stay out of it until I saw something look like it was setting up in a way that made sense for an actual trend. Now you could look at this and go, well, that's a trend. Look at how crazy, that is going up. Well, yeah, but then you see exactly what happened, like right after 8:37, it just dropped out again. And so frequently what will happen in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the day is we'll get these wild up and down swings. Now, if you're scalp trading and you're planning to be in and out in minutes, then yeah, you can make money on that, but it's definitely a little bit less predictable, and it's less of an actual trend and more of a market volatility type of thing. So yeah, you could have played that, but I didn't want to get involved there. I wanted to wait until I saw something that looked like I could get a little bit more of a move out of it. And so the first moment that I saw that was here at 8:47. And the reason why I jumped in right here is, so we see this big parabolic move up for about 7 minutes here, and then the huge fall. But right here, this light blue line is the 50 EMA. Now we've got the alligator indicator right here. So the combination of the 50 and the alligator, the fact that this candle, this green candle, just barely broke below the low period moving, the slowest period moving average on the alligator, but still above the 50 period EMA, which is considerably far above the 200 EMA, made me feel like we were definitely going to get a bounce here. So a lot of times these stocks are like bouncing balls, and we're getting this area of support right here. This is acting as a support area. So we've got the 50 EMA, we've got the slow period line on the alligator indicator. This is support. Now I figured that at this point we would rise to the upside, which we did. Now the next 2 minutes were definitely scary. At this low period right here, I mean, that's a scary moment. 2 minutes after I got in long, all of a sudden we're down. But I thought, no, I'm not going to worry about it because it still hadn't broke below where we opened up. Now this area where this first minute doji happens, if price had broken below right here, then I would have gotten out. But it didn't. It got down to this area and then it quickly reversed in the next candle. So it did what I thought that it would do. Now you'll notice on my entries and exits here that I get in and out one contract on the same minute, 8:59 a.m. So I got in at 8:59:01. So the first second of 8:59, I got out one contract at the 34th second of 8:59. Now, why did I do that? I did that because even though I thought that we were going to go to the upside, I wanted to get a little bit of profit locked in. So just kind of a insurance policy. Like the price had really spiked up hard in that 30 seconds from the moment when I got that one contract, that extra contract, the fourth contract on Qs in just 30 seconds. And I thought, I'm going to lock in this profit just as kind of an insurance policy, because I like to do that frequently. I'll take a big chunk of my position and let it run as long as I can, but it's nice to lock in profit at the same time. So I'm always trying to do both. I'm trying to lock in profit, but I'm also trying to give myself the most room to run. And that's what I did here, just in that 1 minute candle. So let's fast forward a little bit. 8:59, that's when I sold my next contract on Qs. Now let's take a look at 859 is right here. So on this huge green candle, right about the middle of that green candle on 859, I closed one contract. So like I say in my book, you want to always exit on big pushes. You know, if you're long, you get that huge green candle, you should close out one contract or more if you're playing with larger size. But I was only playing with, you know, a total of 4 contracts on the cues. And at this point, I only had, you know, 3 more contracts on the cues. So I got out one right there. And then I got out a second one at this second big green candle right here at 9 a.m. And then I waited, we reversed, we fell a little bit, but I'm not getting scared, not freaking out. It bounced right off the fast EMA of the alligator right here at 9:04. So then let's fast forward a little more to 9:11. 9:11 is this big green candle right here that had just happened after a pretty sizable move to the upside for the last 2 minutes. So I wanted to lock in more profit right here because once again we had a big push up. So 9/11 I closed another one of my contracts on the cues, and then I just held and I let the last contract that I had open, held that one open all the way until 9:30, where we see this giant green candle right here. And one of the reasons why I closed the last one here is that you know, one of the reasons is that I wanted to be in and out within an hour because of the purposes of this specific video. Like I stated, I traded to make a point. I wasn't just trading just to see where it took me. I was trading to make a point that you could make $400 in an hour, even trading small size. So I wanted to get out by a particular time frame. So when I saw this this giant green candle right here, I thought this is the right time to close my last cues contract. So I did that. And then as you can see, we actually fell right after that. So in hindsight, that was a good move. If we fast forward, we see that it came up again around 10 a.m. and just kind of consolidated. But then as we continue throughout the day, it just continued to fall. So like I've said before, in hindsight, everything is 20/20. You see exactly what happened in hindsight. But when we go back and look, I actually did close just at the right time on cues. So basically, got in right there, right at 8:47. Yep. Kind of rode my position up, closing on big pushes along the way. Got out of my last contract right there at 9:30. So that's the cues side of the trade. And today, cues made me $233 in less than an hour. So let's talk about Meta then. Let's move over to the right-hand side of the screen and look at Meta. So I also opened I got one contract on Meta. Now, I only played one contract on Meta because that's considerably more expensive. You'll see that one contract cost me $647 as opposed to $237 per contract on cues. So Meta's a lot more expensive to trade, so I'm trading smaller size. I just got one contract on Meta today, and I opened that contract at 8:47. So we can see that 8:47 is right there where I just made that highlighted oval shape there. That's where I got in. Now, why did I get in right here? Well, similar type of thing to cues here. I saw that in this case, we're not bouncing off of the 50 like we were on cues, but we're bouncing off of the 200 EMA, which is a very substantial, it's a substantial EMA. So anything above the 200 is good for a long position usually, unless there's other circumstances happening. But based on what I saw on the daily chart and what I'm seeing right here, I saw these two little dojis playing around right on the 200. And then once I saw this big green candle, I thought, okay, we're going to go long here. And I held, and you can see right here, it was definitely scary. We broke below the 200, so I was a little bit nervous in these two minutes right here, but I didn't freak out. I just, I held my ground, because if we look left and we see we are still considerably higher than where we were at the close of the previous session. So the close of the previous session is right around 314.72, right here where my cursor is hovering. So even though we broke slightly below the 200, we were still quite a ways away from this 314 number. We were up at 315. We were a whole point over. So that's why I wasn't freaking out about it right there. I held it, and then it quickly turned around, and I just kept on riding it. I just felt like looking at the RSI on the volume chart right here, and then also seeing the MACD. The MACD is looking very positive for us all the way up until this 922 moment. Now, I saw this doji and then a couple red candles. I held it open. It was playing on this, the fastest line on the alligator for a few minutes. And as you see that happening, if you look below where the cursor is down here to the MACD, we see this little moment where we get this crossover on the MACD. That's dangerous. So therefore, right at this, let's see, where are we at for Meta? I closed at 9:31 a.m., which is exactly right here on this red candle that I've highlighted with that little oval. So I closed my call, my one call on Meta that I had. I closed it right at 9:31 for a couple of reasons. Because I see the MACD is not looking good, and more importantly, we're making a double top right here. You can see that when I trace these lines with my cursor. It looks like an M. If you zoom in here, we can see it's if I go like this, you see that? We're making a double top, the M shape. And then in hindsight, you can see that that was the right move, because, by 9:54, half hour later, we had gone from 320 all the way down to 317. So we would have erased all of those gains that we just made from the morning session. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's how I did it. Got in right here, got a little scared right there, but I didn't freak out because it didn't break down below the close of yesterday's session. So that would have been where my stop out point would have been. We didn't hit that, just held in, and then it went back in my favor, kept it going until I saw this double top. So yeah, we see this double top right here. And that's when I decided to close my last contract on Meta, because I was worried that we were about to get that reversal based on that double top. And also it had been just about an hour, and I wanted to trade with a specific point that you can do this and you can make really good money in an hour or less trading with pretty small size. I mean, 5 contracts, it's pretty small, honestly. So yeah, I made exactly $401 in 51 minutes, and that's how I did it. So this trade on Meta is a really good example of 2 things that I bring up in my book, which is Don't get scared and don't get greedy. Now, if I had traded scared, I probably would have stopped out right when the price broke below the 200 EMA. I would have went, oh man, I went the wrong way. It's gonna crash. And that would have been the wrong move, obviously, because if I had stopped out right here on that 1-2 minutes when price broke below the 200 EMA, I would have missed this entire move. That's what would have happened if I would have traded scared. Now, on the other hand, if I would have traded greedy, I might have been over here at the point where I did close my last call, and I would have thought, no, I just want to make some more money. I want more money out of this trade. And obviously that would have been the wrong move, because just a half hour later, we were, 2 points below where we were when I did get out for all of that profit. So this is a perfect example of how you should never trade scared and you should never trade greedy. So there you have it. Hopefully that all made sense, and you can see just how easy it is to actually make a living doing this in 5 hours a week or less. So if you like what you've just seen, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you won't miss a video whenever I upload new videos to the channel. And remember, I'm in the process of creating a full-blown video course that will be an extremely deep dive into exactly what and how I trade. And I basically hold your hand from start to finish and show you exactly how and why I'm making all the trades I do. That should be completed within a few months, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I will be continuing to record and upload new videos on this channel. And like I said, if you want to get my book, Secrets of the Lone Wolf Trader, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can pick that up and read that whenever you'd like. And once again, thanks for watching. Until next time, see you later.